frugal living is totally cheap. Frugal people does not live their life to the fullest. If you are the person who thinks so, give me your next 5 minutes and maybe I can help you with understanding what it means to live frugally and how wonders it can do to your finance. So, let's get started. Number 1. Debt. Debt is a cost that is frequently included in the category of ordinary living expenses. However, poorly handled debt may quickly grow and drain you of a lot of cash as long as you have it. Because credit cards and student loans have high interest rates, it is prudent to pay them off as soon as possible, and we advise doing so. The average interest rate on credit cards in the United States is just over 20%, so if you have $1,000 in credit card debt, your monthly payment will be roughly $16. However, if times get tougher financially, this number can increase significantly and cause serious problems. A solid plan to pay off your debt can free you from expenses and allow you to keep and save money that is rightfully yours. Being a frugal person is easy if it is done the right way, but it pays off in the end because frugal living allows us to have tons of money, which allows us to grow our savings as quickly as possible. Student loans will cost you at about a 6% interest rate, but as you probably know, the amount that you owe is significantly higher. So, it's much more better to start saving money for your children's college or consider making future investments so as to avoid future debts. Number 2. Start a side hustle. A side hustle is one of the best ways to bring in additional income and can help your savings grow at a lightning fast rate. For instance, if you are a stay-at-home mother who is searching for methods to bring in some more income, you can consider becoming a babysitter or a pet sitter. In this manner, you will be able to bring in some additional income while still remaining in the same place as your children. People who live frugally are more likely to have various sources of income in addition to the regular income they receive from the employment they hold full-time. If you perform a simple search on Google or YouTube, you should be able to find a range of information about side hustles that can help you save money in a short amount of time. Number 3. Limit your spending. We are going to have to spend money each and every day, and tragically, a lot of individuals are going to end up spending more than they should. On the other hand, there is a pretty straightforward method of frugal living that can assist you in avoiding unnecessary expenditures and saving money in a hurry. All that is required of you is to refrain from spending for at least 1 week out of every 7. If you set up one day every week when you do not spend any money on anything, whether it is groceries, gas, or anything else you desire, you may save a ton of money for 2 different reasons. The first reason may sound silly, but it can help you save a ton of cash. You will begin by having a day in which you will not spend any of your money at all. On occasions such as today, you should put any money that you earn into savings rather than spending it. The second reason is that if you make an effort to cut back on your spending, you will be able to lead a different kind of life. You will need to come up with ways to have fun without spending any money, and once you have mastered that skill, you will be able to carry it over to future times when you do not have to spend money. Number 4. Make a diet plan. You have probably heard that meal planning is one of the best frugal living habits to practice. But did you know that it is also one of the best ways to be able to save money too? It is not new that a large portion of your income is spent on buying food for the family. But unfortunately, it is normal that a lot of money is spent on either food you do not really need or on things like takeout. In fact, approximately half of the bill for the average American household is spent on takeout alone. Planning out your meals is a great way to cut down on the amount of money you spend on takeouts and groceries. An efficient way to plan your meal is to prepare all of your meal options for the week in one day. When you do this, you will know exactly what groceries you need, what you are eating, and how much money you are actually spending. This method will make it possible for you to maintain a careful eye on your expenses. Ensure that you are always staying within reasonable boundaries, and as a result, you will end up saving more money more quickly. Number 5. Make a budget. The most exciting news is that there is a pretty simple method available to keep track of your finances, and that method is budgeting. When you keep a budget, you are keeping track of each and every expense that you have each and every month, such as your rent or mortgage payments, any delayed maintenance, and so on. The fact of the matter is that if you do not know how much money you make every month or how much money you spend on living expenses each month, then you will not be able to save your money effectively. Making and sticking to a budget is a fundamental requirement for excellent frugal living, and it is one of the best ways to save money. If the figure that you get is low and you want to make it higher, then you have to have a very clear image of how your money is being spent and where it is going. Number 6. Avoid guilty pleasures. Whether it is a new article of clothing, pizza at their favorite restaurant, and their go-to coffee shop, everyone has a habit that they feel guilty about yet cannot help but turn to. Unfortunately, giving into your own addictions can slow down the rate at which the sum in your savings account increases. It is not practical to give up something that you enjoy, and it would not be beneficial for your financial situation if you ended up rebounding from the lack of pleasure that you experience from giving it up. A more realistic strategy would be to make it your goal to limit the amount of money you spend on indulging in your guilty pleasures. For instance, rather than buying your favorite item of clothing once a week, you may wind up making purchases only once a month. Number 7. Reduce the use of your car as much as you can. We are all aware of how expensive and difficult it is to purchase gas. A family's finances are further taxed by the cost associated with normal auto maintenance, insurance, and other expenses. Therefore, using your automobile as little as possible is a practical frugal living habit that you can start putting into practice right away. You can use several modes of transportation on a variety of situations. For instance, if you typically drive to work, think about switching to public transit like the subway or neighborhood trolley systems a few times per week. Another scenario would be if you were driving by a corner store to pick up a few things, why not spend the time to walk there instead of driving there if it was close enough to your home? Number 8. Automate your investing and saving. Nothing is more depressing than failing to contribute funds to your investments and savings. In this age of advanced technology, we not only need access to online banking, but it is also getting easier and easier to automate your savings and investments. So there is no excuse to continue practicing this wonderful frugal living habit. There are also several online banking platforms that do offer high-yield savings account. For instance, if you want to save up for a big-ticket item like a house or car or for retirement, you can set up 2 accounts. One for retirement, for which you would designate a specific amount, and the other for the car, house, or other big-ticket item that you intend to buy later. However, if you decide to invest your money instead, you will not have to worry about these issues. If you want to save money quickly, Automate Savings and Investments will provide you with that. That's it for this video. To learn more about the proper techniques to have a frugal life, do subscribe to our channel so you will not miss out on our next video on Road to Financial Planning.